Boy Light back into another YouTube video. Yeah, today's video we're doing uh let's talk about the Spider-Man films, or Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the ending of me talking about Marvel movies, at least for now. I'm still gonna continue my favorite Marvel moments, and also I'm gonna be ranking the movies very soon, but the let's talk part of it is done for the MCU, I mean. I'll still talk about Marvel though, but yeah, the MCU. Or movies, I mean, sorry. Okay, so yeah, that's enough of that. But uh, yeah, Spider-Man had gotten two movies. He's expected to get a third movie, or he isn't expected. It's confirmed, and it's supposed to come out at the closer end of 2021. So Spider-Man here, or Iron Boy Jr. I'm kidding, but yeah, yeah. I honestly I like the movies, and I have mixed opinions on it. Now, yeah, let's just get into this honestly. Yeah, let's get so let's talk about Spider-Man: Homecoming. Now, Spider-Man: Homecoming comes right after the events of Civil War or whatever. So yeah, it comes after Civil War. The events where he's pretty much on Iron Man's side. And he's like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man mostly. He's not fighting no villains. He's not doing anything like that. He's mostly just like a normal kid fighting crooks or whatever. But yeah, that's the one thing I realized about this movie and stuff is really well done. John Watts, he directs the movie good. I think I like the movie. Part of the reason I like the movie is myself and Spider Man are we're not the same age, but I think I'm a bit older than him. But yeah, we're like he's portrayed as a teenager, and he has teen. You can kind of relate to him, kind of. Obviously without super fighting, but like in terms of going on class field trips, wanting a normal life, like you can understand that because that's technically what teenagers like and stuff like that. So yeah, just yeah, that's one of the big reasons why I really enjoy Spider-Man's character. But John Watts, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, John Watts, he is a middle director. Like he's not the best and he's not the worst. He just if Spider-Man movies were handed if these Spider-Man movies were handed to a different director, I definitely think they could have done a good job. But I think John Watts did a good job. But yeah, he's a bit overhyped. I can't even lie. He's overhyped. Uh, yeah, but again, like Spider-Man, Spider-Man, the movies mostly are focusing more on aspects of Spider-Man and not Peter Parker. That's one thing I don't like about these movies is they never say Uncle Ben's name once. They make Spider-Man look like some like just Spider-Man. They barely show his like that he's like really intelligent because that's one thing I dislike. They show it a little bit, but they don't show it a whole lot. Like he's not doing much. He's just being Spider-Man. Like he never says anything science-wise, and I thought that was really interesting as well. They've really focused on Spider-Man, unlike the other two previous Spider-Mans in Amazing Spider-Man and the Raimi trilogy. They focus a little bit more on Peter Parker's aspect. This movie does not focus on Peter Parker. It does somewhat, but like aspects of Peter Parker, like Uncle Ben, and just him being a not a nerd, but like really intelligent. That's one thing I dislike. Same with like Aunt May. Aunt May doesn't really act like that in the comics. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Not everyone's attracted to Aunt May all the time like that. Um, so yeah, I find that really weird as well. It could be just because Peter's younger in this technically. Like he's like 16 or something like that, or 15 or something. I don't know what age he is, but Yeah, he's around that age. I know he's high school pretty much, but like, yeah, it just I dislike that. I don't really like that. It's not very comic book accurate. It is to a point, but it isn't to. Again, they erased the Uncle Ben thing. Same with the origin as well. Like they speed up the origin way too much. They're like, I got bit by a spider. Oh wow. They like barely say anything on that. I would have loved like a flashback maybe or something like that. Um, yeah, but that's something again. But I do like the message of Homecoming, which is the message is pretty much that Spider-Man's trying to prove himself pretty much and try to be show that he's an Avengers level person and stuff like that. But the thing is also another thing I dislike is that he's Iron Boy Jr. Oh man, I dislike that so much. I don't like how Tony's so involved with this. I don't like that at all. But again, he's a kid kind of, so it's understandable. But like that's the thing. Even like the Ultimate Spider-Man show, that's why I kind of dislike when Spider-Man's with around like the Avengers or like other Marvel heroes that are like ranking him or whatever. That's why I dislike it a lot because Spider-Man's meant to be a powerful guy and not some like freaking Iron Boy Junior or something like that. Like I dislike that a lot. I mean, I didn't have a problem, but now looking back at like Homecoming, I really dislike it. Like I also dislike how he makes the suit for him. Like Spider-Man's supposed to make Peter's supposed to make the suit for himself, not. I mean, technically he did with the homemade suit, but yeah, it just seems a little bit off to me with his suit being made by Tony Stark, and he's like pretty much like an Iron Man suit, pretty much, except it's like spandex. But yeah. Um, but other than that, like the supporting characters are pretty well done. Like I know Ned's really not Peter's friend in the comics. That's he's I'm pretty sure he's more of like Miles' friend. But it was interesting to see a different take on that. So it was Ned who's his best friend, not like MJ or like Harry or something like that. It was Ned, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Uh, yeah, and then in this the uh, was Liz as his love interest. I mean, she's in the comics as well. And I had no problem with it. I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was interesting as well the twist with um, Vulture being Liz's father. I thought that was interesting as well. Yeah, Vulture was pretty interesting as well, and it introduced like three villains technically. It introduced Vulture, it introduced Shocker, and it introduced Scorpion, but not Scorpion like how you know it's just Matt Gargan, but I think it'll be Scorpion in the third movie. Yeah, I've been talking about this for 8 minutes. My apologies, but I would give this movie 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. Alright, let's move on to Spider Man Far From Home. Now, Spider Man Far From Home, in my opinion, is a bit better. I actually enjoy. The more I've watched Far From Home, the more I like it more. I just really like everything about this movie. I think it's way more better because Spider Man kind of steps out of the shadow of being Iron Boy Jr. That's what I like. Because it kind of shows how the world slash Spider Man is dealing with the death of Tony Stark slash Iron Man and Captain America basically being gone, and who knows what happens to Thor, because Thor, last we saw him, he's going to space, and Black Widow dying, and yeah, I definitely thought that was an interesting take on that. And yeah, I thought it was an interesting way on how they were grieving and stuff about the death and whatnot. I'm pretty sure it takes place out like months after Endgame. So yeah, like WandaVision technically comes before this, but yeah, it released after. Um, yeah, Spider Man was awesome seeing how they dealt with it and stuff. Um, and seeing how he's not Iron Boy Jr. all the time, that was a great way. It was some would say he's still in the shadow, kind of, because he's technically in the shadow of Nick Fury, but Nick Fury is not a superhero. Like Iron Man or Captain America, he's just there and he's pretty much a regular guy that's an agent, pretty much. So, yeah, I thought that was really interesting as well. Mysterio was awesomely done. I really liked the way Jake Gyllenhaal plays Mysterio. I liked how they played that twist where it was like they were trying to trick everybody into thinking that that he was like a multiverse being or whatever. But really, he was just from this world, and he fabricated the story. I thought that was really, really interesting as well. Uh, he was really well, especially for someone who didn't have any powers, slash didn't really know how to fight, and like I thought it was super interesting, in the way that happened, and how they included the use of Edith and stuff. I do not believe, I do not believe that Mysterio is dead. I just do not believe it. I'll believe it until I see it. No, I'm kidding. But like, I personally do not believe Mysterio is dead. I think he'll come back in the sixth movie or third movie, sorry, and maybe be part of the Sinister Six. I really hope he does. Jake Gyllenhaal again does a good job. Uh, Supporting characters again were really well done. Liz was out. MJ's in. MJ's. I honestly didn't know what to expect out of Zendaya as MJ. When the more you realize, the more better her character you realize the character was. Like it was questionable in Homecoming, but once you see it in Far From Home, it's much better. Like you can realize that she's kind of like MJ. I mean, MJ obviously has like red hair and her name's Mary Jane. But yeah, this is I like this take on MJ. I have no problem with it. Um, yeah. The inclusion of Nick Fury was. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think it was unnecessary to put like Maria Hill and Nick Fury in, but I understand why they did it. They did it for the purpose of trying to show you guys what happens in Secret Wars, kind of thing, and also it kind of adds a little bit more to the story because, especially because I don't think Spider-Man would have revealed his identity if Fury wasn't there and he didn't know who Mysterio was. So that was really well done as well. So yeah, really enjoyment. But the thing is just talking about Tom Holland, Spider Man. He looks like Spider Man, but like that accent is so fake. Like you can personally, I can tell when someone is not doing their like speaking their in their true voice or whatever, and you can tell with Tom Holland. Like yeah, you can really tell the way he talks that that's not his real voice. So, but it's fine. It's fine though. Don't worry about that. But yeah, Tom Holland's an alright Spider-Man. Honestly, yeah. The rating I would give Far From Home is probably a 9 out of 10. I really enjoy the movie. Really enjoy Mysterio. Mysterio really saves the movie for me. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.